present tense. We know that today we are talking about simple present tense. So how this simple present tense again divided, we will see today. So simple present tense are again classified into 4 types. How many types? 4 types. So what are those? First one, simple present tense, and next present continuous tense, present perfect tense, and present perfect continuous tense. Let us divide this again in brief with one by one. Let us see the first one, simple present tense. So what is present tense? We all know that the things which are about to happen today or things which we have planned to do today. So those can be treated as simple present tense. Now before entering into the topic, that is first one, simple present tense, let us see. Sentence. We all know that sentence. So sentence in the sense, what sentence can be divided and what we have to do to frame a sentence. We know that a group of words can be treated as a sentence. So what are the things that must present in a sentence? So let us see. To start a sentence, we must have 3 things, and those are the most important things in a sentence. So what the first one is? Subject. Subject in the sense, here we can say that subject as persons. So how many persons we have? We all know that we have 3 persons. That is first person. First person in the sense that first person can be treated as I, and next second person. Second person is nothing but you, Y-O-U. You represents a second person, and next third persons, he, she, it, and the remaining singular nouns and all those can be treated as third persons. So for every sentence we must have subjects. Subject is necessary for every sentence. So to start a sentence, the first thing we must have is subject. And next, if the subject is enough, then the sentence can be completed? No, that is wrong. We must also have verb. Verb in the sense, what is verb? Already we know that we can say this verb in parts of speech. The third parts of speech is verb. Verb can be defined as an action to do. So action words, the things which we are about to do, the things which can be represented in action in a practical way, that can be treated as a verb. So can we guess any examples of verb? Yes, sit, stand, go, sleep, walk, run, all these can be taken as verbs. And next, third one is object. So what is an object? Object in the sense which we are talking about. Suppose I take a cup of coffee. I represents here subject. So what is verb here? Take. Take represents verb, and next object that represents take a cup of coffee. So in the sense, for every sentence it must possess 3 things, that is subject, verb, and object. Object in the sense, object can be treated as what a subject is telling us to do. I take a cup of tea, in the sense I. Here I represents a subject, take represents verb, and what I is going to do, he is going to take a cup of tea. A cup of tea can be taken as object. So with these 3 things, a sentence can be framed. What a sentence must have? It must have subject, verb, and object. So let us see these things one by one in simple present tense in a brief manner. Previously we have discussed about sentence. How does a sentence can be framed? We know that sentence can be framed by using 3 things, that is subject, verb, and object. Without these 3, that is subject, verb, and object, we cannot frame a sentence. So now we are talking about simple present tense. This first simple present tense again can be divided into 4 types, that is positive sentence, a negative sentence, interrogative sentence, and one more is WH words using sentence. So we know that to remember very simply, just like we have formulae in math, in English also we have some rules and regulations to make a perfect sentence. So here we can see subject plus V1 plus object. In the sense V1, why we are taking V1 here? Before going to V1, we all know verbs can be divided into three forms. Verb forms are divided into three forms, that is present tense, past tense, and next previously we can term that one as past participle, and now it can be taken as future tense. For suppose there I have taken take. So take is a V1. V1 in the sense verb form 1. So for simple present tense, we all know that verb form 1 will be taken to frame a sentence in this simple present tense. So there I have taken take. So take is V1. So what is took can be taken as verb form 2 for this present tense. So here we can take V1. Why we are taking V1 in the sense? V1 can be taken because we are talking about present tense. Here we are talking about present tense, that's why we are taking V1. So here we can see subject plus V1 plus object. Here we have to notice one thing in simple present tense. In simple present tense, we have two different types of structures. This is the first structure, subject plus V1 plus object. In the sense, here the subjects, what are the subjects we are about to take here? The subjects what we are about to take in the sense I, the first person, you, second person, and the plural form of those things, that is objective forms, that is we, they, and next plural types. Suppose students, birds, all these terms as can be taken as subjects here. That is rule number 1 for simple present tense. This is the basic formula we must be aware of, subject plus V1 plus object. So here beside that I have written an example. I take a cup of tea. So I represents here I, this represents subject, verb V form 1, that is take, and next object a cup of tea. So by these three we can frame a sentence. So what we must remember to crack this simple present tense, to find out this simple present tense in the sense, this is the basic formula we have to follow. Subject plus V1 plus object. So I can be taken as subject, take can be taken as verb form 1, and next a cup of tea can be termed as object. So this is about simple present tense in positive form. So for a sentence we can also represent that one in negative. So for that also we must have a formula, right? That is subject plus do not plus V1 plus object. I in the sense subject, do not. Why we are using do not in the sense? Do not can be taken because I have taken the subject as I. For first person and second person and next we, they, you and all those things, we must take the subject, the verb, the negative form is do not. So I do not take a cup of tea. And next interrogative. Interrogative in the sense inquiring, a question. So questioning, do you take a cup of tea? Then we can answer yes, I do. No, I don't. In this way, for that purpose we must also know about this interrogative sentence. So what is the structure for that? Do plus subject plus V1 plus object plus question mark. Question mark is compulsory because here we are inquiring. Here we are questioning. Do you like to have a cup of tea? So here we are asking a question. Then we are expecting for reply. So we must put a question mark at the end. Without question mark, that is wrong sentence. So this is about simple present tense of first term, that for the subjects I, we, they, you and plural noun.